And girls, that's really it. It's a conversation. It's turning a stranger into a friend into a customer, customer into a business associate. And it's a skill. And when you're engaging them, when it's back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, you're building rapport and developing relationships, not going for the jugular right out of the gate. Okay? Total difference in the approach, total difference in the way you feel about it, and total difference in the results that you're going to get from working it this way. Feel okay with that? Now, here's what I want you to understand. Why I love this skill, why I think it's so important is because when you own this skill, you can wake up on any given morning, have zero business, zero leads, and come home with business. There's zero turnaround time and zero cost involved when you own this skill. Any of the other lead generating ideas, they're fantastic. Okay, they're all great. Some of them you may personally enjoy more than others, but most of them have a lead time involved because you have to call somewhere, get it booked, get the thing scheduled, actually hold it, and then there are actual financial costs involved as well, whether it's the registration for the event or preparing all of your supplies and everything else. So this one has zero cost and zero lead time. But it's just a matter of us honing and developing these skills. Okay? So again, once we've mastered the basic skills of our business, this would be the very next skill that I would move into, is developing your lead generating skills so that you can own the skill of turning a stranger into a friend, that you can generate new leads everywhere that you go and you see the world as opportunity. Once you've got that skill under your belt, so once you've got the basics mastered, once you master the skill of lead generating, you know what? There's really only 3 other technical skills that you got to get under your belt, and then as far as the technical skills are concerned, you're done. That's it. Because these same few skills will take you all the way from new consultant to national sales director. It's a matter of how quickly we choose to develop them as to how long it takes us to get there. And I want you to hear me on this. This isn't a race. I want you to know that. I believe far more important than how fast you do this business is how well you do it. But the interesting thing is, the better you do it, the faster you move. Because you develop those skills and it removes all the frustrations. You eliminate those hurdles by becoming the master. You know how I was telling you a little while ago that your paycheck is merely symbolic of the number of people that you help? Your paycheck is also symbolic of the number of problems that you solve. We all have frustrations. We all have problems. I'm a big believer that there is a solution to everything if you are willing to dig deep enough. But as you look at all those problems around you, all those obstacles, all those hurdles that you have to climb and overcome, you know what? Honestly, I feel that sometimes they were just erected there to weed out the weak of heart and weed out the ones who aren't committed. But think about this. If your paycheck is determined by the number of problems that you solve, don't solve any problems, fall by the wayside saying, well, I actually had to work this business. You know, it didn't happen overnight perfectly for me. I guess I wasn't meant to be that I would succeed in business. Don't solve any problems, don't make any money. Solve a few problems, make a few bucks. Solve a whole lot of problems in your own life, your own personal situation, your own business, make a lot of money. But when it literally grows exponentially is when you learn to help other people solve their problems. Now, we're way too quick to try to jump from student to teacher. We want to learn it in theory, not fix our own problems, and then teach everybody else how to fix theirs. Okay, that's not the way this business works. You can't teach theory. But remember, by becoming the master consultant, by working the kinks out of our own situation, by learning how to address and overcome those problems and those challenges, then we can simply show others, lead by example, help and equip and empower them to overcome their own obstacles. And guess what? Then your income starts to explode, because now you're being paid exponentially for an entire team that you're helping coach and mentor and overcome their problems. Now, a lot of this, girls, has nothing to do with the technical skills of your business. I want you to understand that. A lot of this has nothing to do with Mary Kay at all. This has to do with life skills. How many of you were at my consultant or director Sharpen Your Edge? Raise your hand. Especially for those of you that were here this past semester, we talked a lot about these life skills. And we talked about the fact that your business is nothing more than an extension of who you are in life. If your life is a mess, your business is more than likely going to follow suit. Okay? And any of us know that a woman can stick a Band-Aid on the Grand Canyon and hold it together, at least for a little while, right? So in the short term, we can get our situation together enough to fix it to meet the short-term goal, right? However, usually, in the meantime, everything else falls apart. So then this part of our life crumbles, and so we got to run over here and fix it. And then while we're over here fixing this one, totally obsessed in this area, everything else falls apart. And so we just spend our life going back and forth, putting together messes. And that's not creating a long-term sustainable lifestyle. So what I'm talking about here is that we develop and we master the technical skills of our business, and then we also commit to develop and master these life skills. Okay? People skills is just one of those life skills. For most of us, the reason that we never overcome the technical skill of conversational booking is because we're so caught up in a lack of life skills in that area. We're all hung up in our own personal insecurities and our own personal fears, and it's all about me, our own personal fear of rejection, and we don't really realize that if I weren't so consumed with myself, I wouldn't really care that much. I would be able to focus more. It's coming from a healthy mentality, a healthy mindset. Everybody with me on that? But what I want you to understand here is that when I'm talking about solving your own problems and helping other people solve their problems, do you know what's so interesting? Is that the people who make it in Mary Kay and the ones who don't, 10 out of 10 times has nothing to do with Mary Kay. It has everything to do with their approach to life. It has to do with their outlook, their own situation. It may be a lack of time management. It may be a lack of work ethic. It may be just personal issues, personal crisis that they need to go and work on and fix before they could come back into Mary Kay. But what I will tell you is that the people who I know, who I have seen, who are willing and committed to learn and grow and make changes where necessary, succeed every time. The reason I want to share this with you, the reason I'm telling you this right now is because what we're talking about is teaching other people to solve their own problems, right? Being solutions-oriented. So when we become solutions-oriented in our own business, it's a life skill that develops and spreads into the other areas of our life. Would you agree? And then by helping other people overcome their own problems, helping them solve those, guess what? There is going to literally be no lid on the success of where you can go and where you want to go in life, okay? All those life skills, the ones that I'm talking about here, your time management, your emotional management, your money management, okay? When I say money management, I'm not talking about are you a bean counter, okay? Can you balance your checkbook? But I'm talking about are you looking at a broad scope of financial health? Are you strategic with creating long-term wealth for your family, or are you just existing, paying bills? Totally different approach to life, okay? So time management, money management, emotional management, people skills, public speaking, presentation skills, punctuality, being victims mentality versus being solutions-oriented. All those things are life skills that, I mean, honestly, where do we go to learn those? Who teaches those to us? Do we learn them in high school? I didn't. Okay, do we learn them in college? Usually not. Do we learn them in the workplace? No. Okay, so I guess it would really be up to our parents to teach them to us, but at the end of the day, we can't go back and blame our mama for where we are today, right?